Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another stream and another chapter working on our Gundam here, the Wings Zero Ver.Ka Master Grade Edition. So, let's go. Well, we got the guy pretty much built. He's almost done. Almost as far as the actual body. Of course, he's a Wing Zero, so you've got to build some wings, right? What's the point of calling it a Wing Zero if there's no wings? Anyway, we're going to do the leg today. We're going to work on a leg, and we'll show you how that all goes together. Okay? So, obviously, I've already built a leg because, well, most Gundams have two legs. I will say most, not all, have legs. Anyway, so we're going to start with our eye tree, and we're going to put a couple pieces together. Okay, so we grab our eye tree, and we want 23 and 10, and I'm going to change the camera for you. Alrighty. Number 23 and number 10. Basically, we're going to start off by building his foot. Okay, foot is very important. Find number 23 down here. Now, this part is just the inner workings and the structural parts of his feet that you don't really see very much. So all you got to do is just make sure that they fit together nice and that your nubs don't interfere with the fitment, right? Like along here, right? You want to make sure that's nice and smooth on each side. If you get stress marks on these parts, it doesn't really matter. It's just got to be smooth. Okay, like that, nice and smooth. Okay, so this part is going to hook in like this, like that, and then that can pivot. Okay, that's that one. Stick to that. Okay. Now we're going to take I2 and 7, and we're going to put it around those two pieces. There's I2. And I7. Okay. Similar fashion, just make sure that they're smooth. And that they fit together nicely. That's all that really matters on these. Okay. Now, we take this and this guy, and we line the holes up like this, okay? Like that. And like this. Once you got it lined up, it'll go together nice. There we go. Okay, and now that can pivot too, like this. Okay. Now, I4 and 38. Here's 38 right where my finger is. And we need number 4. Big block here. Sometimes to clean up these nubs, you gotta attack them at different angles. There's that guy. And this guy. Okay, so with this guy going like this, it's going to go up top here like this. Push them all the way down. Like that. Okay. And then this guy, this, you're going to put him in like that. Alright? Just like that, and that's it for this part. Flip the page. First thing we do is we tilt this down like that. We're going to grab A37. Since we got 37, we're also going to need 38 and 32 and 33, so we might as well just get them all ready, right? Get them all right now, since I've got this all in my hand and I'm going to be needing them right away. All within a few minutes I'm going to be needing these, so might as well get them all into my little hands. Alright, there's not much left on this sprue anymore. We're almost done. All this is all cleaned off, empty. It's only this part left, which what I like to do when I get to a part like that is kind of downsize my sprue so it's a little bit more manageable. This is garbage, right? So I'm just going to keep this now. I won't need that probably for the rest of this, the rest of today's activities. I probably won't need that. What I do need to do is clean up all my little nub marks on these pieces. The red pieces I find are kind of hard sometimes to hide our nubs. If you've really stressed the plastic, that light pink color that it gets created can be really hard to get rid of. For the most part, I've been able to get rid of nub marks on the red, and hide them with a bit of weathering, right? That's pretty much when I've made a mistake or something like that, or I've cut it off of the sprue and it doesn't look that good anymore, and I can't get rid of the nub mark with my file, then what I do is I hide it with weathering. I know it's kind of cheating a little bit, but I put a little bit of weathering on that spot, and then that hides the fact that I didn't get it off the sprue very cleanly. Like, for example, this piece right here. I'm never going to be able to hide that, right? That's a big orangey pink stress mark that's never going to go away, right? No matter how much I file that down, that's just not going to disappear, right? So, but it is what it is, and that's basically going to wind up going like this, and so it's always going to be there no matter what. Anyway, getting to this guy, I'm going to pivot this back now. This is going to go on right here. There are 4 holes line up here, just like this. Put that in. Now pivot that down. Okay. This guy's going to go on top. Just line up our slots. Like that. got a little bit of a pink there. I didn't get rid of it. Again, weathering effects will take care of that. Okay, and then we have our little bottom piece. It's going to go on like this. Just like that. Okay, we can rotate that back up. This is our toe piece. And our toe piece is going to go in like this. Doink. And like I said, there's my nub. I can't get rid of it. The toe is pivotable. That's cool. Doink, doink. Now we got to get B1 or B2, depending on which one you've done. My B1 tree is completely done, and there's nothing on it. The only thing left on B is B2. I need number 21. By the time we're done today, we're going to be using basically everything that's left off of the B2 tree. This guy goes on top here. Just line up your little hole with that peg and snap it in like that. Back to our eye tree, number 12 and 11. Okay, clean these guys up. There are certain times, you know, I'll get the nubs cleaned up really good on these dark gray parts so that you can't, basically they've disappeared and they're gone and you can't see them. And then I get the thing put together and, well, the nub marks are totally hidden behind some other piece of armor or something like that, and I was worried about covering up for nothing. Okay, so take this guy like that with this part facing downwards, and we're going to go around this part. So you got a hole here in the middle that's going to line up with this little peg, kind of like this. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you do the same on this side, facing the right way. You get your pegs all lined up, and just like that, and that's it. Okay. Now, if you don't get your nubs cleaned up at the very back here, that's okay. You got armor that's going to go on there, right? Okay. Back to our B tree, we need number 19. Okay. And then we got to grab our F tree, number 9 and number 10. These are also totally all leg pieces right here. So we're going to be using our F parts quite a bit. We're going to be done with this one by the end of the day too. So I might as well just leave that there. Leave it within easy reach. Now these are undergated, so you got to get under here. You got to get under because they're undergated, and trim these off on the insides here. This is a little tricky because it's on a curve. So you got to be a little careful there. Even though they're undergated, I find on the very, very corner of the plastic there's it's, you know, they do it right to the very edge, so you still got to clean up a little bit. one that's on the curve, it's just a little tricky. You got to be careful. Don't cut yourself. Be very careful and controlled with your knife. This one's also undergated right here. And on this side. Okay. And then of course, there's no undergating on this one. Let's just clean that up. Okay. So, you can start by putting one side on. And we're going to start with this side. Okay. And this one kind of lines up. We've got a peg right here that's going to go in that hole. And then of course the slot is going to go into that slot. You can just do that. Okay. Tight fit, just press it in. There we go. It snaps in. Okay. Just like that. Then you take this and you want to put it in that hole like that. Okay. And then just rest it down like that. And then we secure it all in by putting this side on. Okay, like that. Okay, that's done. Back to our B tree, we want number 20. And we want I-5. That's not Interstate 5. You guys living in Washington, you know all about the I-5. But I don't know if there are any of my viewers that are living in Washington. But yeah. This one, of course, just making sure it's cleaned up. This, of course, I've gone and undergated these. So I'm going to clean these up. Just going to make sure they're smooth, clean. Alright, so first of all, put these two together. Pretty simple. Press them in, make sure they're lined up properly before you press them in. There you go. Okay, put those together, and then this little part here goes into that part there. There we go. Doink, we've got the top of his foot. Okay. And that basically is his foot complete. Okay, so you've got articulation there in the toe. His heel can go down. You can do this and get his arch going. You can go up a little bit, and of course, because of the flexibility in that, you've got that cover there. Okay, so just press them down, nice and flat. There's a foot. Put the foot there because that's where it belongs when you're waiting. Okay, I'm going to move on. Got this part here, okay, I-3, 24, and 37. There we go, there's 3, and there's 37. And we needed what? 24. I think as I'm looking at this, I'm actually going to turn our leg video into 2 parts. Okay? I'm going to do 2 parts for the legs. I'm going to get this part done, and then that's going to be it for now, for today. And we'll do the other part of the legs next time. just because I don't want to fit everything into one video. It's a little bit involved with this guy. Okay, so we start off with this piece. And we got this little slot here, and that's where we're going to put this guy through. Is it that one? Yes. Am I sure? Yes. That goes through like this. Okay. And all the way till the end. And we take this guy, and this one, see, when I actually built his leg before, I put it in upside down. I put this one in upside down. It's got to go in right here. Okay. And snap in. So everything should line up here. Right? See that? There's got a little notch there, that for that piece there, that when you do that, when it folds in and it bends, that should all line up nice. If you have this flipped around, it's not going to match, right? And that's the main thing with this piece. Okay? So, that done, we move on. I-8, 19, and 47. Here's 47. Okay, 19 and 47. And 47. Why can't I find 47? Because I already took it off there. What am I looking for? 8. I need 8. I'm looking for the wrong one. Okay. And then we're going to need 13 in a second, so I might as well get that one up. Okay. I'm going to say this again, as I've said many times. A lot of the nubs on these dark gray parts, all you need to do is just make sure they're smooth and everything fits. You don't want big, ugly, scratchy nubs sticking out and interfering with the way the other pieces fit together with it. Okay? So clean your nubs. Clean your nubs. Especially on parts that are kind of curved and you're going to have some movement. Or if they're going to rest right against another piece, even though the nub is not going to be seen, if it's sticking out, and it's going to interfere with the way it goes together. You know, I've got a friend and their daughter actually likes Gundams, but their daughter doesn't clean up the nubs. And she has problems with it not fitting together. So this guy is going to go in, which direction does he go? Like this. Right in there. Sure this is down all the way. This should be flush, like that, right up against there. Okay. This guy goes like this, and it goes on that peg there. This. Okay. Then we take this guy, and we're going to line this up with that peg. Like this. And slide it in there like that, but you don't want to slide it in yet. Okay? I'm just going to sit like that. See what I did there? There's that little peg right there. And just put that in there. Like that. And they show you here how it's supposed to look. Right? take this guy and we put him all lined up. Okay, like this. Got everything lined up. It should go in pretty simple and pretty easy. Okay, and that's going to allow for this to have a little bit of movement and slide in and out, right? Like that. And go up and around. You've got some movement, right? Okay, like that. I'm going to grab I-40, 41, and 17. I-40 and 41 are here and here, and we need 17, which is this guy. Okay. Cleanup is always important on these. Always wanting to clean up. Okay, so take one of these, such as this one, and there. This guy's going to go in. We want the long edge facing down so that it lines up in there. Okay, and then fits flush on there. We'll take this, and we're going to line up that peg that's right there into that slot with these two little buttons going into those two little holes. Once you got it right, it's going to go in just perfect like that. Okay, nice and flush up against that. And then we make our little sandwich. Just like that. And they show you here how it all should look when you got it all together. Okay, nice and tight. And so we've got some movement. It's basically knee joint. Okay, and that's it for this page. As I look at the time, let me see. Do I still have time? Yeah, I got time. I got another 15 minutes or so. Maybe I will actually just finish this off. Why not? I'm going to finish it off today. Might as well. We're almost there. So let's get done. I-9, 14, and 15. What have I got going on here? I was anticipating when I turned the page that it wasn't going to be almost done. I thought there was more to it, but I guess I was wrong. And what did we need? 15. This guy here. There's not much left on the eye tree. I'm going to just take these guys off of here while I'm at it. These are all part of the legs. Every single piece. But there's not much left, so I might as well just get rid of them now. And then I won't have to keep this big sprue on my desk. I don't know what this piece is for. It's like the only thing that hasn't been used on here yet. So, just put that down. Okay, clean these up. always find like these pieces are very common in the Gundam kits. You see them everywhere, you see them in almost every single kit. The only variation really is how each part actually goes onto them for the armor pieces. But it's always this kind of shape and very similar things. That's one thing I will say that they're not all that creative about, if I'm allowed to say that. Okay, so we want to take this guy here, and we're going to put this guy in. Now there's this half circle kind of deal going on the whole of this one. I don't know, it's too hard to tell in the picture if this should be like this way or if it should be this way. I can't tell in the picture. I guessed when I did it on the other leg, and I had no issues, so I suppose I guessed correctly. All I know is it goes in like this, and it fits flush in there, and that's it. I'm going to take our upper leg here, and it's going to go in on this peg right there, all the way down. Okay, all the way down. And hopefully not have. See, I got something crooked going on here. What's going on? Why am I crooked? There we go. I had it pinched in here. That's why I was crooked. So let's just do that so we don't get interference. And then this guy will go in like this. They show you how everything should look when you got it all lined up. You see how it's kind of matched up like this and like that in this picture here. Okay, everything should look good and all line up and look like the picture. Finally, we're back to our F tree. Okay, we need F number 2. And we need what is it? 5. F5. This guy here. Okay. And we need B18. B is another one that we've only got 3 pieces left on it. I might as well get rid of them now. Let's get our B pieces off the sprues and ready for use. Okay. Oh yeah, back to the undergating. All these nubs to clean up after. Might as well keep my knife in my hand because I've got undergating nubs to clean. Okay. Now with those cleaned up a little bit, I can clean them up properly. Because they're on the inside here and these get pressed down over top of other parts, you gotta make sure your nubs are nice and smooth on the undersides here. Otherwise it just doesn't fit properly. It doesn't line up 100%, and then you try to press it on and it just won't match up. No matter how hard you push, it's just doesn't line up. You get that nub cleaned up perfectly and suddenly it all fits really smooth and clean. Okay, so starting with, let's go with F2 here. it's going to go in at the bottom here. You just line it up with these lines, and then you'll be good to go. Kind of like this. Doesn't feel like, there we go, all the way in, right? And we'll take our B1, we'll bend the knee, okay, a little bit, move this out. We've got this little eye right here, that's going to go in that slot, that big square, okay, with this notch facing down, okay. And you should get just like that, okay. It's not necessarily going to line up all the way there because this kind of slides in as you bend the knee. See how that moves, okay. So it's not going to line up 100%. I'll put the leg up like that enough, and then we'll do the same with the back. Just line it up on these 4 slots with our slots in there, and press it in, and you get an almost flush but not quite, no matter what you do, because they both slide. See that movement there? As the knee bends, these two slide, okay? So you don't have to worry about that so much, okay? Now, we need F8 and 7, but we've got to first go with 1 and 2 and B22. So we've already done this, okay? But off of my B tree, I need, what am I missing? I need F number 1. F1, and then I'm going to need F7 and 8, which are our big pieces here. Only 2 pieces left on the F tree. I'll just leave them because it's small enough. And if I get a whole pile of parts lying in front of me, I lose track on which ones are which sometimes, and so I need to be a little bit careful on how many parts I get sitting on my bench here waiting to be installed. That one, and then this one. Okay, so they have this one marked as number 1, so this one's got to go on first. Okay, in this upward position, we're going to line this up here. See that hole? It's going to line up with that little peg right there. So get this lined up in the spot it's supposed to go in. That should snap into place. It should snap into place. I actually might have to use my other leg as a reference. Let's see how deep. Yeah, it doesn't go in. So I'm trying to get the gray piece to really stick in there, but it's not. Although the back, it should be flush on there. It's not quite going all the way, and I don't know why. Yeah, okay, I got it. Alright, next, this guy. Let's see, with facing this way. And he snapped in just like he's supposed to, okay? Good enough. Now let's clean these. Wow, this really is the undergating kit of the year. So many parts being undergated. I don't think I've used the term undergating so much on any kit. We need these, but we also need these two little guys here and here. Okay, remember we took these off the sprue, off of our eye tree. This is I-18 and 16. These are left and right specific, so you got to pay attention. They're going to go into this little slot here, and they need to line up with this. They're going to go in like that. Okay, there's that one. And then the same thing on this side. You see, this guy has to match in there. Okay, I gotta clean up my nub first here. Okay, it's gonna go like this, just like that. Line up. It should line up with your calf. Okay. Then we're gonna take these and we're gonna line these up. You know you got it right when it lines up, okay? So looking at his leg here, I need to flip it over with this one, okay? It's gonna go in right there. Does that look right? Get the angle right, it looks right. But how about I flip the leg over the right way? Suddenly it all lines up. Okay. Same thing with this one. Just like that. Press it in. Should be fitting nice and flush against here. Okay. There's that. Okay. Now let's grab a few more parts. This one looks familiar, B17. I need F11 and 12. That's our last two pieces off the F tree. Okay, F tree's done. Check our nubs here. Oh, look at that. We've got undergating. Okay. Oh yeah, undergating. Wow, how about that? These ones, although came off pretty clean, just need a slight little cleanup. All right, so this guy, where does he go? Oh, he goes in the back here. He's going to go right in there. Snap. Done. Okay. Then we got these guys. And these guys go this way up. And we've got two little pegs that are going to go in our two little slots. And you just got to get it on the proper side. And they're just going to slide in just like that. Done. And done. Just like that. Okay. Then we're going to take this, and remember this guy? He's going to go in right there. And we're going to go snap. Just like that. No audible snap, but that's okay. I felt it. I could feel it go in. Okay. And then we've got this to put together, which is our last 3 pieces. To worry about our nubs so much on these 2 parts, because what we're going to discover in a moment is the nubs on this side are going to get hidden. Oh, we need I1. Look at that. Remember I said I don't know what piece that's for? It's I number 1 right there. Just found out what it's for. Our last piece off of the I tree. Our last piece. There we go. I is done. I is done. I am done. No, put that. So this is going to go inside. We want to have this block facing up when we put these together. Obviously that's not going to fit, so you got to turn it around, put it in like that. Fit it through that hole nice and snug. Okay. It looks like I've got some stress on the plastic right there. I don't know if that just happened now or if when I took it off the sprue. I'm going to make sure these line up and press them together. Nice and tight. Yeah, see there's a little bit of stress there on this piece now. So it is a really tight fit, but it's fine. Then our final piece is this guy here. Clean up my nubs there a little bit. This guy might be tempted to really clean it up super lots to clean up your nubs, but you know what? You're not going to see this part very much at all. This guy, rounded part goes down to the rounded part and it just goes over like this. Okay, that's it. And then it goes into our hole in the top here. Sometimes these snap in, sometimes they don't. I could feel it when you got to a certain point. I could feel the click, but it didn't make any noise. But that's okay. And that's our completed leg. Okay. Obviously, I've already done the one leg. I did this I showed you in the last episode. Let's tilt his arm up and move this out. And let's just do this and this. So we've got lots of room to work with our peg here. We're going to put our leg in there like that. We're going to move this leg kind of out of the way a little bit. And we're going to do this. And we're going to slide that on there. Sometimes, again, sometimes you feel a big click, sometimes you hear it. There we go. And there we go. We have 2 legs. 2 arms, 2 legs. And as far as the body goes, we're complete. But as far as the kit goes, we're not done yet, are we? No. Because this is a wing Gundam, so we've got wings to build. But that's going to be next time. Now that this is done and complete, we're getting there, right? We're almost done. I won't say almost. We're getting there. I still got a whole sprue. I've got 2 sprues of wings and stuff like that, wing parts. And I even got weapons, right? It does have a gun. This is a war machine after all. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. And I want to thank you for watching and thank you for all the support. And thanks for coming out. I will put some links down in the description box below. And you can check out my Instagram. You can see still pictures of all the things that I build. Everything I've built in the past, at least in the past few years anyway. You can check out still pictures on there. You can also be a link to my Twitch channel. You can click on that, follow me on Twitch, and then you can watch me live. and you could actually ask me questions and stuff like that if you felt like. Talk to me, Bruce. Bruce? I meant Goose, but whatever. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that like button and hit subscribe down below if you haven't already. And yeah, I guess we'll work on the wings next time. And yeah, that's going to be it for now. So we'll see you all in the next one.